Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm absolutely excited to be talking to the founder and CEO of Mindful Intuitions, and her name is Pooja Grover. So let me, without further delay, invite Pooja in. Pooja, hello,
Hello,
welcome.
Ismi. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful and honored to be here in your beautiful, soulful space in conversation with you today on your podcast. And I really look forward to having a heart to heart conversation and allowing the spirit to come through.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming on because I stumbled across you on Facebook and I saw that you were uh, the CEO of Mindful Intuitions. And I thought, geez, I think I've used my intuition in my life and it has served me, but I'm not really sure what it is, how I used it, if I need to do anything more, and how we can better tune into our intuition. So I thought, hey, I need to talk to you.
Absolutely, dear. We all are intuitive in one way or the other.
Mhm,
It's how we use our intuition that makes the difference.
mhm,
Are we
mhm,
mindful? Are we listening to what our intuition is saying to us? Are we understanding, our own inner world? Are we aware of what our intuition or which way our intuition is guiding us, where our intuition is taking us? So,
mhm.
being consciously, mindfully aware of our inner world allows us to distinguish between our intuition, our fear, or just something that is coming from traumas in this life that influence our decisions. So, when there's a gut feeling and we become very aware of our inner world, why this gut feeling is coming up, why my soul is guiding me, is this the whisper of the soul?
Mhm,
Or
mhm.
is it just me connecting with some deep rooted fears or traumas that are not allowing me or wanting me to take a certain step in a certain direction? So, mindful intuitions are, our ability to connect with our intuitions with conscious awareness of what is happening in our inner world.
So, Carl Jung, he was one of the fathers of psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Often people attribute that title to him. And he said that it is the perception via the unconscious that brings forth ideas, images, and new possibilities. Um, how would you actually define intuition?
Now, see, how beautiful it is. Like our subconscious mind stores everything. It stores, information, and that information could be something that could take us towards light, or that information could be something that is related to what we had gone through, the traumas we had gone through. We all go through our traumas. We all go through our trials and tribulations. We all go through ups and downs in life. There is not always sun, there is the darkness as well. And where there is darkness, the sun is going to shine as well. So, life is not um, same all the time.
Mhm. Mhm.
Our subconscious mind stores everything in its memory.
Yeah.
And that gets kicked in when, we are at a juncture in our life where we need to take a decision. So when that kicks in, if we are aware of what is happening in our inner world, where my energy is, Now, when you're connecting with other people, you're also interacting with their energy before even you start talking to them, before even your handshake, before even saying hello, your energy starts interacting with their energy body.
Sure, because
So,
we are all energy
energy
beings.
beings,
Yes.
absolutely, dear. Absolutely. So, what happens is, if you're aware of your inner world, you're very aware that is this energy mine or is this coming from somebody else?
Mhm.
Similarly, if you are aware of your inner world, you are able to notice, is this my intuition speaking to me? Is this the gut feeling? Is the whisper of my soul? I'm going to make a decision. Now, this decision is going to impact my life. My intuition says, don't go ahead and make this decision. Something wrong is going to happen.
Mhm.
Now, is that my intuition saying that to me? Or is that deep rooted fear that every time I do something and I step outside my comfort zone, something bad has to happen to me? Many people carry that belief, right? If
Mm.
something good is happening to me, something bad is coming. So instead of enjoying that good, they start focusing on the bad, that is in store for them after that good has happened.
Mhm.
So now that fear, that is not your intuition. That is the memory that has kicked in from your subconscious mind. It's still a memory that is stored deep in your subconscious mind. So when you become mindfully aware of your inner world, of where your energy is, of what is yours, what is not yours energetically, you are able to distinguish between, what is the intuition, what is the fear, what is guiding you towards light, and what is just asking you to play small. Because every time we step out of our comfort zone and we are about to do something that is going to take us out of this matrix, out of this illusion towards light, our mind will pull us down
Mhm.
because it does not want us to step outside our comfort zone.
Mhm. Mhm. So when we say get a feeling that, I think I should go on this path, how do we know whether it's the fear that's making us, have that decision, or whether it is an intuitive feeling? How do we know and able to distinguish the two?
Yes, such a beautiful question because many people I work with ask me this question. There are few things you can do when such a thing happens. Journaling is one of the ways, very powerful one that I ask people to use. When you're focusing on spiritual journaling, writing down what is surfacing and why is it surfacing? Have you experienced this kind of feeling before? Like, we took an example of, we are going to take an important decision, and then this fear surfaces.
Mhm.
And then there's this voice that says, you can do it. But now that voice is very subtle, but the fear is very loud. The voice of your soul will feel like a whisper, and it will not go, it will not fade away. But anything and everything that is less than light, that is low vibrational, will eventually fade away when you start to bring it to your awareness. So, fear, when you will look at it in the eye, write about it, journal about it. Why is this surfacing? What is it trying to tell me? Is it just trying to make things harder for me last minute just because I'm carrying this belief system? And this, we all carry our belief systems, old patterns that we need to recognize. So,
Mhm. A
you
lot
will
of
see.
conditioning as well,
Absolutely, dear.
right?
Absolutely. So, when you start journaling,
Mhm.
things start surfacing, and that you are now looking at your fear, not rejecting it, not being scared, but looking at it in the eye and saying, I am going to move through you, not past you. So you are not spiritually bypassing, you are actually writing about it. When did you experience the same feeling? Is there a pattern? Every time you have to take a decision, this fear comes in. And then the fear will subside when you see it, acknowledge it, and then you release it. But the wisdom of the soul, that silent whisper of your intuition, will stay there.
Now, does your intuition also come, these messages, let's say, through your dreams?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Our soul is always guiding us. Some people receive messages in their dreams and then they do dream journaling. Then they start writing down. And if the message is persistent, it's coming from your soul, it's guiding you towards light, you will be able to see that, every time you connect with that message, there will be a feeling of expansion in your heart center. Your heart will not close. So when there's fear, your heart closes. But when you connect with light, your heart expands. So when you have that expansive feeling in your heart, you know deep down that this is your soul's calling. This is your soul guiding you. And you may not understand the message right away. Like you may not understand why your soul is guiding you to that point. But eventually everything will make sense once you start following your intuition. And here I would like to share a little story about, how I started cultivating these intuitive abilities. When I was at my rock bottom with my health, with everything that was going on in life, so overwhelmed, and I started painting once again.
Is that one of
I
your
start
paintings, Pooja?
Absolutely, dear. Yes, dear. This is one of my paintings.
Very
It's
beautiful.
titled, thank you. It's titled Manifest Your Abundance. So
Wow.
you can see the line and you can also see the wings. So the winged majestic lion there. And the story behind my journey, story behind mindful intuitions was when I started creating art and my art started showing me the way. I started writing about my artwork. I started naming my artwork like awakening, focus inside, beauty in turbulence, and the magic begins here, abundance mindset. I did not realize what I was doing or what my soul was trying to create through me.
Wow. Wow. That's
And
really
oh,
interesting.
yes, dear. So all these names, all the artworks were telling a story and
Mm.
they were showing me the path ahead. So when I started listening to my intuition, I started creating whatever was coming up to my awareness in that moment.
Hmm.
And that became my story. And this is how people started connecting with the artwork because they started seeing their stories in the artwork.
Interesting.
And slowly,
Yeah.
I realized that the intuition was not just guiding me towards creating something, but it was also guiding me towards shedding the layers, the conditioning that I was holding on to. And
Hmm.
when that started happening, the question came in, who am I? And at that point, I lost connection with my last name, with my given name. So I had to sign my artwork with a name that felt right to me, and it was Mindful Intuitions. So
Mm.
that is how Mindful Intuitions was born. When I had my own spiritual awakening and I realized that my intuitions were growing stronger, but I had to be very aware of my inner world because in my inner world, something magical was happening.
Mm. I'm going to have to look at my own artwork. I did a bunch of art during COVID and I named them all, but I've not connected all the dots and seen
So connect
what
the
is.
dots, dear. Your artwork behind you is so beautiful and serene.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, I love art as well. So, and there's a lot of healing through art, doing art,
Yes.
isn't there?
Yes, I explore my soul through art and I help people explore their soul through art. And it's
Mhm,
a journey, it's a beautiful journey we go through. We can actually see our past life and our future as well through our artwork. And we have the ability in us to co-create our own reality
mhm,
while making changes in the artwork as we are exploring our soul, because the soul starts guiding
mhm,
as to what needs to shift and included in the art piece to create abundance and to co-create our own reality. Each artwork that I create becomes an energetic live vision board,
mhm.
and that is how powerful our mindful intuitions are.
So just circling back to the fear versus the intuition, and the conditioned mind. So I would say that, we grow up with a lot of conditioning. So, there's all this religious conditioning, social conditioning, parental conditioning, all kinds of institutional conditioning, and all the messages that we get from society, friends, people, and then we may not have a clear voice of our own. So if we make decisions in when we are not aware of all that conditioning, um, can we still tune into our intuition with all
Yes.
the layers of conditioning?
Yes, we can still tune into our intuition. Our intuition is always there guiding us.
Mhm.
It's we have to tune into the intuition. Like there's so many radio channels. When you want to listen, you literally have to turn the dial and tune into a particular channel
Yeah.
to listen to what is being relayed at that frequency.
Mhm.
So that means we have to raise our frequency. We have to tune into that frequency where the universe is constantly trying to connect with us and constantly trying to talk to us, send us messages.
Mhm.
We have to tune into that frequency where our soul is constantly guiding us towards the path of light.
Now,
Yes, the conditioning has been there. Yes, we have gone through whatever we have gone through, and that shapes us, whatever we do in our life. But we all have the ability to take the remote back in our hands. Like we have given our powers away. So
mm,
I like to refer to it as we have given our remote away to so many people, places, circumstances, what has happened to us.
mm,
So it is time to reclaim our powers and get that remote control back so that we can tune into the channel that we want to hear, see.
mhm,
Now, are we able to do that just by creating a thought? Now, I want my remote back. I'm going to get my remote back. No. We will have to sit in silence.
mhm,
We will have to connect with our inner world. When we sit in silence, what happens is this logical gets very, very strong. Like we will start, our thoughts will start rushing when we sit in silence, and it's our logical is going to make us feel so uncomfortable that we would want to connect with the outer world. We
mhm,
want to connect with people. So people have difficulties sitting in silence, but when they are persistent and they continue to sit in silence, eventually they are able to, move from their logical mind to their heart mind. And in their heart mind, magic happens.
mhm,
That's where they are able to connect with their intuition and listen to their soul's calling.
mhm.
Why are we here? We all have a purpose.
Sure.
We are not here to go through the 9 to 5 to raise children, to get married, to, go to parties, have friends. We all have a deeper purpose in our life,
Mhm.
and our soul knows the way. Are we ready to sit in silence so that we can allow our soul to guide us? Now, that is the question we all need to ask ourselves.
By sitting in silence, are you talking about meditation, or are you talking about just not even meditating?
You can sit in silence and meditate, focus on a mantra, or just sit in silence and just be.
Okay.
Just sitting in silence, watching your thoughts come and go as you would watch a movie on a screen. So, not fighting your thoughts at all, not saying, no, I do not want the thoughts to come, because the more you engage with your thoughts, the more they will arise. Just watch them come and go and become an observer. Like how many thoughts your mind is going to be jumping from one place to the other to the other, just like a monkey. That's why we call it the monkey mind. It's always jumping.
Mhm.
But when you start sitting in silence and just being in that moment, being mindfully aware of, the sensations in your body, the environment around you, the observing whatever monkey dance the mind is doing, and you're just becoming an observer there. Slowly, slowly, meditation will start happening. You won't have to create a thought that I'm going to meditate now, so that all the thoughts have to vanish now because I am sitting for meditation.
So the
You just sit in
idea is,
silence,
mhm, the
and
idea is,
allow the spirit to guide you in your inner world.
so the idea is to, first of all, quiet all the mind chatter so that then you can get into a meditative state. Is that correct?
The more you try to quiet the mind chatter,
Hmm.
the more it is going to jump from one thought to the other.
Okay.
You just become an observer and just see what's happening, what thoughts are coming up, just like you're watching a movie on a screen. So,
Hmm.
when you go out to the theater to watch a movie, you don't become a part of the movie.
Right.
You are just watching those actors and actresses crying, jumping. You don't start jumping in the theater when you're watching a movie. So
Mm.
you're just seeing them doing all these stunts, but you are sitting, you are
So
observing.
you're detached from the
Absolutely.
film.
You cannot interact with the thoughts and stop them from coming.
Mhm.
You have to detach, and detachment can only happen not by thinking that I have to detach, because that's now another thought that you create. So
Right.
you just sit and become an observer of what is happening. So you do not create a thought that now you have to meditate once the thoughts stop, because that thought again is also attaching you to more thoughts that will come right after that thought. So becoming an observer means literally sitting still in silence and seeing all that is coming in front of your eyes in the form of thoughts. You will notice that, you'll start thinking about what you have to cook for the next day morning. What are your to-do list? How many things was crashed from the to-do list today? You did not take care of your body today. Maybe you need to wash your hair tomorrow. Maybe you need to go to groceries tomorrow. So mind is going to create a one scene after the other, after the other, after the other. You just have to get into the habit of seeing the mind do all of that.
Mhm.
And then eventually, in that silence, you will start going deep within. And in no time, you will realize that the chatter of the mind subsides and there is deep stillness, a void, and you're going very deep in that void. When you start going deep in that void, where your body also starts to become numb, that is when you know that you are already meditating.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So I have a question around the power of intuition. So Suppose we do follow our intuition. Is it possible that the intuition can lead you to, um, you know, suffering?
Our intuition always leads us to light. And if for that creation to happen or for us to go towards light, the old version of us needs to crumble, it will crumble.
Mhm.
And there is no shortcut
Mhm.
to the higher road.
So, in other
So
words, it can lead you to a place of suffering for some time, and that's just the path that you need to walk through.
our intuition will take us on the higher road,
Mhm.
but we will have to drop the burdens that we are carrying. So you cannot climb the top of the mountain if you are carrying anything and everything on your back. Let's say you are not just carrying a light backpack while hiking, you're carrying an armchair, you're carrying a hammock, you're carrying, maybe two pairs of shoes, maybe you're carrying, a water bottle, a Gatorade, and maybe three, four more drinks in the back. How heavy would that backpack be?
Mhm.
Most of us are carrying the burdens of he, she said this to me. They did this to me. This happened in my life. We carry grief.
Right.
We carry the weight of words. We carry the weight of thoughts. And we carry so many labels with us, labels of the diseases that we go through, labels of, being a wife, a mom, a mother, uh, a sister, a daughter. So all these labels comes with burdens. Now
Mhm.
we are carrying all those burdens and we want to move towards light. Our intuition is saying, hey, listen, Pooja, you will have to let go of all the weight you're carrying because you won't be able to go farther. Will it be easy for me to let go of the grief that I might have experienced when a loved one passed away? Will it be easy for me to forgive people who have wronged me? Now, here comes the power of the subconscious mind because those memories are stored in the subconscious mind. That is why I let people know that I help them rewire their subconscious mind to bring in the deeper transformation in their life. Now, our intuition is guiding us towards the mountaintop, but is letting us know, hey, you have to let this go. Now, letting go can bring in some suffering
Mhm.
because I might want to hold my grief so close to my heart. I might want to hold the weight of or the burden that I'm carrying of the weight of the words that people had said to me, the words that were hurtful, the words that changed my life, the words that affected my mental health. And I'm just asking the question, why did this to me? Why this happened to me? So my intuition is just saying, let go of this older you because the newer version of you is waiting for you so that you can go to the mountaintop. Now taking those possessions that, we think those are possessions, but deep down our soul is aware those are burdens. So when we have to let go of those burdens, of course it's going to feel painful.
Mhm.
But in that pain lies freedom. Through that pain lies the path to light.
Mhm.
I believe I've answered the question,
Yes, you
with
have.
the analogies making it clear.
Yes, you have. And I know that, again, going back to Carl Jung, he said there is no coming into consciousness without pain. That's what it
Absolutely.
reminds me of. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Because the old skin has to be shed. we are in the snake year, 2025, right?
Hmm.
Year of rebirth, number nine. Um, Now the snake has to shed its old skin, otherwise it will not survive. So sometimes to shed the old skin, it has to beat itself, around the rock, and there's bleeding. The snake is hurt, but the end goal is to shed the old skin because that old skin is no longer serving the snake.
Hmm. And even if we're giving birth to our new self, birth
Mhm.
can be a painful process. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Compare it with, birthing our children. How painful was that process? It just felt as if, this is the end of us, all the bones crackling, the labor pain, the intensity of the pain that a mother goes through to bring a new life into this world.
Mhm.
So birthing is never easy, but
Right.
is it worth it? Absolutely. Nothing can
100%.
change the fact that birthing a new life is a beautiful process. So, how can birthing the new us not be a celebration?
Mhm. Mhm.
That's also a celebration. So the suffering, the lessons, the clearing, the karmas, everything that comes through our way, comes into our way while we are birthing the new us is
Mhm.
something that we need to celebrate. And this is where most of the people fumble because they think that they will celebrate when the new a version of them is birthed into reality.
Mhm.
So they do not celebrate the process of going through that dark tunnel
Yes.
while they are birthing the a new version of themselves.
Mhm.
Each moment is to be mindfully celebrated. And when we do so, our intuition gets louder and louder and louder. This is us tuning into that frequency.
Mhm.
We started the conversation with how can we increase our intuition. One is spiritual journaling. The other one is sitting in silence and embracing the silence. And the third one is celebrating the darkness because that leads to um, the light.
Mhm.
After the night, the darkness of the night, the sun rises. So,
Yes.
how can you not celebrate the night that is going to lead you to the new sunrise
Yeah. The dark night of the
of
soul
the soul?
often leads you to a better future, you know. That's what I've found in my life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we can actually elongate the dark night of the soul period if we continue to bathe in the energy of why this is happening to me.
Right.
Like, this is very painful. I cannot take it anymore.
Right.
So, those kind of low vibrational thoughts can then, stretch the dark night of the soul more than it is supposed to be stretched. So, once we start celebrating that void, that dark night of the soul, we know that we are many steps closer to the light.
Now, I have a question around intuition and psychic abilities. Is there a link between the two?
Wonderful question, because yes, there is a link between both. When we start listening to our intuition, our third eye gets activated. So we start clearing the energy around our third eye. We start tapping into our spiritual gifts. We start forming a connection with our guides, with the universe. And the universe is always talking to us. Intuition is us tuning into that frequency only. Now, when that connection forms with the universe starts sending us messages. So, like if I'm working with you, or let me give you this example that when I work with people, because I'm connected with my wholeness, because I'm aware of my inner world, what happens is as soon as I connect with their energy, I know what I'm catching from their energy field because
Mhm.
now I have cultivated my intuition and
Mhm.
I'm pretty aware of my inner world, my energy field. Your energy field connects with my energy field. And if you are having back pain, I'll start to experience the pain in my back where you are experiencing back pain. Let's say you come in with pain in your right knee, and when we are connected in our session, I would start experiencing that pain and would be pretty aware that this is not my pain because
Mhm.
I'm aware of my inner world and my energy field. So when I catch on to that pain in your, let's say, back, in your knee, now I know how to help you release that pain because there's an energetic reason for that pain. Pain travels from the energy body to the physical body.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
when we start releasing it from the energy body, it starts to release from the physical body as well. So the psychic abilities cultivate when you are listening to your intuition. Now universe starts sending you messages and you start hearing those messages or start seeing those messages.
Mhm. You might
Start
even get a
feeling
voice
those.
like
Pardon me?
I have. You might even get a voice like I have. I hear a voice outside myself saying, "This is what it is," you know.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I start seeing numbers. I start feeling, and people can feel what I feel. I can feel what they can feel, and it's very interesting when we start saying, "Do you feel the chills?" And all of a sudden, we are feeling the chills at the same time because we feel the presence of our guide in the moment. So your psychic abilities do develop, and you don't have to do anything
Right.
to cultivate your psychic abilities if you focus on mindful intuitions.
Right.
Psychic abilities are the gifts that are given to you when you come into alignment. And what is alignment? Alignment of three minds: a logical mind, a heart mind, and a gut mind. So when the three minds are in alignment, means our seven chakras are in alignment,
Mhm.
our psychic gifts are bestowed to us by the universe.
Right. Right. Hmm. So, you have worked in this field for a long time. You have developed your intuitive abilities. I'm sure you make decisions in your life now based on that. And therefore, you also have these psychic abilities, right? Do you have psychic abilities for other people? Like I have a lot of psychic abilities, but they relate to me. I don't know about anybody else, but you know, do you think that you've cultivated enough psychic ability uh, to understand or to feel others' um, issues and paths?
Yes, over a period of time, I have cultivated those psychic abilities where when I'm working with somebody one on one or even in a group setting, I'm able to bring them the messages of their guides. And most of the time, people have these aha moments, even when they are working with me in a group setting. And they would be like, wow, how could you tell that I'm going through this?
Mhm.
So I tell people that when you come and see me, allow me an opportunity to bring you those messages. Most of them would come and share their story, and they are continuously talking, trying to, express themselves to the max.
Mhm.
So whenever I get an opportunity to speak, because they feel so comfortable in the non-judgmental space that I provide, that you know their their soul just wants to express. itself in the safe zone. You know that whenever we feel safe with somebody, we just open up and we are just being our vulnerable self. So
Mhm.
when they express themselves and when they say things, instead of asking them the questions, I would just, if I'm hearing messages from the guides, I would just let them know, okay, this is blocked. This is where the energy wants to move. And this is, we go to the root cause of why what is happening rather than treating the surface level issue that they are facing. We actually go to the depth of it. And
Mhm.
how do I go to the depth of it? Not using my logical, because I
Right.
surrender and I allow the spirit to guide me.
Mhm.
So that is where I'm using my psychic abilities all the time and allowing the divine to work through me. So I am not the doer, I am the being. And the more you surrender and the more you allow yourself to be rather than do, because we are all human beings, not human doings. So the more we allow ourselves to be the one that is channeling the light, be the one that is channeling the energy, the more we will allow the spirit to guide us and give us the messages, so that the people that we see, they can have those aha moments. They can go to the depth of their um, soul, and they can start to heal from inside out. So transformation does not happen after a few sessions. Transformation starts in the first session onwards,
Mhm.
because I go in the surrender mode and allow my psychic abilities to guide me throughout the session.
That's very beautiful, Pooja. You've really enlightened me and our listeners to all the gifts you have, but also the power that we have to become intuitive about our own lives and develop even our psychic abilities. So, I have one last question for you. And that is, are you able to give my listeners a message for the collective, if you will?
Sure, it would be an honor to do so. So let me pull a card for the collective,
Mhm.
or a couple cards. I'll allow the spirit to guide me and see what comes through today for the collective. In the energies that we are in, people are people are ungrounded, and many people are finding it hard to find stability in their life because their outside world feels very chaotic.
Yes.
And our outside world is actually the, I would say, the acts as a mirror to our inner world. So let's see what comes up and what the spirit brings up for how they can focus more on their inner world, so that they are able to reflect that peace and calm of the inner world in their outer world. Because, as I said, outer world is mere reflection of the inner world. How you can do that? By loving your shadow. We are perfectly imperfect. Accept and love yourself as you are, and do the same with others. Focus your efforts on your own mastery.
I love that.
Love your shadow. Allow your shadow to be seen. This again ties, us beautifully to what we started our conversation with, allowing the fear to be seen, not spiritually bypassing, allowing whatever surfaces, any low vibrational um, energy that surfaces, any low vibrational emotion that surfaces, allow it to surface. Don't suppress it. Don't shove it under the rug. Allow it to surface. See it eye to eye. and allow it to move through you with ease and grace. Once you do so, once you start to love your shadow, all aspects of you, good or bad, with no judgment, once you start to accept all aspects of you and see them, let them be seen, you start releasing the hurt and the pain and the guilt and the fear and the grief, the overwhelm, the anxiety, the stress, anything and everything that is not serving you, that sheds like the skin of the snake. And once you love your shadows, you open your heart.
And these are beautiful messages that I hope get out there because you know what? We need we need this kind of positive messaging for the world, really,
Yes,
given where we are,
yeah,
today.
we all need to focus on global peace and harmony at this point of time.
You bet.
And this global peace and harmony doesn't start outside. It has to start within us.
With
We
us.
have to harmonize our energies, our divine masculine and divine feminine energies. We have to come to awareness that we are whole. We were never broken, that somebody's going to try to fix us. I
Hmm.
bring people back to their wholeness. And when you come back to your own wholeness, that's where magic happens. And that's when you sparkle and shine and you radiate love from your heart to others. So today, from my heart to you and to the hearts of all the listeners of your ever so inspiring podcast, I would like to shine love and light, sending every listener, every being who tunes into this podcast today or whenever in divine timing, lots of warmth and abundant blessings, definitely from my heart to theirs.
Thank you so much. And from my heart to you, I'd like to say thank you so much. I appreciate all your messages and
Thank
all
you.
the educating you did of myself and our listeners. And yeah, hope you have a great day, everyone. Much love.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Ismi. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thanks everyone for watching. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe.